Hey, mama, do you feel like your roles as a mom and an entrepreneur clash during the holidays? Maybe you're just trying to meet business deadlines while still creating memorable moments for your family. It's easy to feel stretched too thin, but here's the good news: you don't have to choose one over the other. Today, we're talking about ways to bring harmony between your family and business during the holidays so you can enjoy both without feeling guilt or overwhelmed when we return. Welcome back, mompreneurs, to the another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur show. I'm your host, Rashida Green, the founder and CEO of Get Coaching, the host of this wonderful Mompreneur HQ community, and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy. And I help moms who are determined to find time, money, and location freedom to build, to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they can build the business of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And we do this through coaching, courses, content, community, and the Digimompreneur Academy. All right, I am so excited to be here with you today. As we know that this holiday season can be one of the most joyous and challenging times for us as mompreneurs. Between business obligations, family traditions, then and holiday chaos, the just regular old hustle and bustle of the season, it's easy to feel like something or someone is being neglected. But here's the thing: it's possible to make the holidays a time of connection and success without sacrificing yourself in the process. I'm going to share 3 ways to navigate this season with more peace and joy with today's topic: family and business, navigating the holidays as a mompreneur. Now, if you are joining us live, make sure that you go ahead and put hashtag live in the comments or hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and let us know where you are tuning in from. We'd like to know how far and wide the reach of the Mompreneur HQ community is. So let us know where you are joining us from. Hey, if you have your pen, paper, pencil, digital device, or something to take down some good notes with, then you are ready to go. Make sure you put hashtag ready in the comments so that we know that you are ready to move forward and really take down some notes about how you can keep your brain sane during this holiday commotion. All right. The first thing I want to start with today would be communicating your business needs with family. Honestly, you got to talk about these things, because if you don't, you'll have people just assuming that you're chilling and not really in any type of rush to do anything. So what I want to do is start with that as the first thing, and that is going to be clear communication. Have you tried to get some work done in the middle of a bustling house during the holidays only to get frustrated? It happens to the best of us. But often the root of the problem is that we just haven't communicated our needs clearly. And here's what I mean by that: our families aren't mind readers. I don't think any of us are. But that doesn't mean that they aren't willing to help if they knew. They don't always realize that answering just one more email or finishing a client project is part of your end of year hustle. So here's what you can do to give them a nudge, help them out, and better communicate. You can schedule a family meeting to talk about your business commitments during the holidays. For example, you might want to set aside maybe 15 or 20 minutes during dinner or a quiet evening to explain your business goals for the season. You can say something like, honey, this time of year is special, because the kids, they love it. They think it's special anyway because they get gifts. But it's also busy for my business. I love your support while I work on whatever the specific task is, right? And here's how it benefits us as a family. You get that buy-in. One of the tip I would like to share is that you just want to be clear and concise. Avoid the business jargon, because the family is not really going to know what all that business jargon is. I'm just trying to make sure that my UVP is my messaging is clear, and I want to make sure that I can write some emails that's going to have some clear impact, and I want to be able to track all of the opens, and they're not going to get all that. But If you are clear and concise and focus on how your work contributes to the family, like funding the gifts that you want for Christmas, those trips that we take annually, or even any other holiday activities. When you connect those dots for them, they and get them, that helps to get that buy-in. Another thing you could do is set boundaries around your time. You can create a visible schedule or use a simple mom at work sign on your door or your workspace. This let everyone know when you'll be working and when you'll be available for family time. Recently had this experience where it was time to put up the tree. And it just so happens I still had to work on my day job. And then after my day job, I had an assignment to do for my business. And so my daughter was asking, "Hey, when are we going to put up the tree? When are we going to put up the tree? The tree is up, but when are we going to decorate the tree? Where are the decorations?" And I'm like, "Okay, we can do it later once I get off of work." After I got off of work, I realized I still had another obligation for my business. And it was like, "You said after work." And you just melt. You feel this guilt when you set an expectation with kids and they remember, and then you have to bail, right? And it really does feel awkward, and it just doesn't feel good. But if you let them know in advance, "Hey, this time is not going to be available for mommy. I can't do this task or that task." But that's not to say that we won't do it. We'll just do it at this allotted time. Being able to set that time and let people know when you're available and when you're not available will really help in setting that expectation. And when it comes to younger kids, you can explain it like, "When my sign is up," or like me, I have a sign that I put on the door that somebody just walked through the door despite the sign being there. You do your best and they do their best, but it doesn't hurt to put it out there so that at least they know and they can get in the habit of identifying, "Hey, this is what that sign means." So you can say for your younger children, "When my sign is up, it means I'm in my work bubble," depending on how old they are. Once it's down, we can play or do something fun together. That gives them an idea of, okay, when the sign is up, mommy's working. When the sign's down, okay, that's when we can play, or I can go bother her about something. And then another thing you want to do is to stick to your boundaries to build trust. Like I said, it's going to be a muscle. If they see it, they can get into the habit of recognizing it. And when you say that you'll stop working at, say, noon or at 6, make sure that you follow through so your family knows that they are a priority. If you keep pushing it back, keep pushing it back, keep pushing it off or canceling, then they don't feel like a priority. And then that's when you really have to deal with issues in the home. So you really want to think about that when setting boundaries. Then another thing that you want to do is be transparent about why these tasks matter. I think I hinted to that earlier, when talking about getting that buy-in from the family. If you're launching a holiday sale or wrapping up client work, explain how it impacts your family. How does that translate into something that's going to help them? You can say something like, "This project allows us to pay for this holiday trip," or "this special gift that you want," or it helps to reach a savings goal that we have for by year end. So it's really important to me. Once I have finished with this, I'm all yours for the rest of the day or for the rest of the weekend or whatever it may be. Explaining and then giving them the benefit that I'll be there once I'm done. You can also, when it comes to family, here's a tip: when your family understands the bigger picture, now we're talking about all those other things that's impacted by the work that you do, they're more likely to respect your work time and even cheer you on. So you get a built-in cheerleader system when you're able to share, convey how what you do is important to different things in the family. When you bring your family into the conversation, they feel more included and they're more likely to support you. All right. So that was communicating your business needs with your family. Now we're going to move into involving your kids in your entrepreneurial journey. Why? I just mentioned you get yourself a built in cheerleading squad, you get some support, and they're more inclined to leave you alone during those times where you need alone time to get through work. Now, just to start off with a fun tip. Instead of keeping your work life separate from your kids, why not involve them if, in age appropriate ways, right? Depending on the age, your kids can help with small tasks that make them feel more a part of your business and what you do day in and day out. For younger kids, you can give them fun, hands on tasks, like ask them to help package holiday orders, put stickers on envelopes, or count inventory. Something it might seem like busy work for an adult and may not be fun, but kids love that type of stuff. You can frame it as a game, even. Let's see how many packages we can finish together, right? Before snack time, depending on their age. Remember, I'm talking about age appropriate. I'm talking in my little baby voice, but make sure that it's something that's age appropriate. And guess what? You can play holiday music to make the activity festive and enjoyable. So now you're getting your work done, you're involving your child. They're getting some work done. They're feeling like a part of the action. They're likely not nagging you as much about taking time away from your business. Depending on the age, they may be harassing you about the job that you already gave them. So make sure it's something simple, easy to follow, because then they won't actually interrupt, they won't make the task even more difficult by working with you. All right. Now, if you have older kids, you still can involve them in more meaningful ways. For example, you can teach them how to use Canva. Come on. If they are technologically advanced as these young people are today, you can teach them how to use Canva or another design tool that you use to create simple graphics for your social media posts. Let them brainstorm creative ideas or captions for your holiday campaigns. And honestly, if we're keeping it 100, you can actually hire your children to work in your business, where they actually can get paid for the work that they're doing. And you can actually get a deduction for the work, tax deduction for the work that they're doing. I'm just saying, I'm just sharing this with you. You do what you will, investigate as you must, so that you can get the deets on how to hire your children in your business. Now, for your older children, maybe teenagers, consider showing them the basics of bookkeeping and inventory tracking. This not only helps, again, you, because now you have somebody that can do all that stuff for you that you really didn't want to do anyway, because you want to focus on your business, you want to focus on your clients, and bookkeeping is like the last thing you want to do, right? You can teach a teenager to do that tracking for you. This not only helps you, but also teaches them valuable skills that they can use in the future. Think about it. They're a teenager now learning bookkeeping, even if this is not their passion, right? We're not talking passion. We're not talking about what they're going to school for. But even if it's not their passion and they learn this bookkeeping as a useful skill, they can then create for themselves a side hustle, a well-paying side hustle as they grow older. So they can go to college for whatever they dream to be, but then also at putting them through college. Go ahead and get yourself a couple of clients, doing bookkeeping clients, and you can make money, a significant amount of income. So these are just some ideas of how to get your children involved with your entrepreneurial journey, and really help them to understand the big picture again of how what you do impacts the family and the things that you're able to do for your family. And then when you're doing all of this, whether it's for your babies, your young kids, or your teenage children, you want to celebrate their contributions. After a successful task, praise their effort. Tell them how great of a job that they did. Wow, you made those packages look amazing. Oh, you put those stickers in just the right place. My customers will love them because of your hard work. Give them that encouragement, that boost that they need to feel like, oh my gosh, I really did that. And then, you know what? They may decide that's something they want to do going forward. And it may not be so bad to get paid for it either, right? Reward them with something special, depending on the age appropriate. Reward them with something special. It could be hot chocolate, and the treat would be adding the marshmallows on top, or marshmallow, a hot chocolate spoon dipper. or a family movie night, or even some other special holiday treat that you can think of. The point is, you want to make sure that you're rewarding them for the help and the service that they're doing. Now, if they're getting paid for it and you're like, listen, at least you're getting $5 for this, that's fine. Just make them feel engaged, make them feel like they're part of this big business opportunity. And you can keep their involvement fun and light. It doesn't have to get so serious. If they're not doing a great job with placement on those stickers, with sticker placement, find them another assignment, something else that's going to be fun that they can do that's not going to have drive you up the wall. Maybe it's just putting the peanuts, what do they call the little styrofoam peanuts in the boxes, setting you up for packaging or something, just something simple that they can do depending on their age. But you wanted to keep it fun and light because it's really not about perfection and more about connection. Because if they feel connected to you and connected to this business, then they'll have a better understanding of when you say, mommy can't because I have to do those stickers. And then if they've done stickers and they for a little bit, then they be like, oh yeah, I understand because those stickers, they were a lot. You know what I'm saying? So getting them involved really does help. Not only does it lighten your load, but it also gives your kids a sense of pride and ownership. Plus, it shows them the value of hard work and creativity. If they're helping you with Canva ideas and captions and really doing this whole social media or bookkeeping, they really get to feel like they own that part of the business of your business. And maybe that's an opportunity for them to grow their own entrepreneurial spirit and or just decide that working with you is like the bomb.com, right? Honestly, that's one of the best gifts you can give them. Really, that feeling of connection, that feeling of ownership, that feeling that they are actually contributing something that's beneficial to the entire family. That is beautiful. We've just talked about involving your kids, and our next thing that we want to talk about is choosing when to pause or pivot during family celebrations. Listen, sometimes we just need to press pause. We're traveling for Thanksgiving, we're traveling for Christmas, we're celebrating for New Year's Eve, we're doing all these things, but sometimes we have to be able to recognize when it's time to just put pause on business and really take in those moments with family. It's tempting to try to do it all, but not every moment needs to be spent juggling family and business. You really find yourself, if you always find yourself in this crunch time, got to do this, got to do this, got to hustle, got to do this. Hustle and grind is not the way to go. It is not. And sometimes you really just have to put the brakes on it. Guess what? You're not going to be able to get everything done in time for every single holiday or every single celebration. But what you can do is give yourself permission to slow down during important family traditions or events. And here are some things that I would recommend. Identify your non-negotiables. I want you to write down the family traditions or events you value most. Now, if it's for you Christmas and whatever it is about Christmas, there are some people who put out cookies and milk for Santa. I don't believe in Santa myself. I'm on more on the Christ in Christmas. Jesus is the reason for the season type person. But whatever that is for you, maybe it's the day after Thanksgiving is the yeah, I think that's what it is. Some people, the day after Thanksgiving, that's when the Christmas tree goes up. That weekend, everybody's spending time. That's family time to put up the tree. Whatever that is for your family, decorating the tree, whether it's going to be attending a holiday play, whatever it is, these are your non negotiables. They are your sacred moments where work is off of the table. That's pressing pause. That's a non negotiable. You want to block these times off on your calendar a year in advance when Christmas is. So you might want to put a year in advance those times, that time block of where you just want to make sure that you don't have no clients, no other business going on, no collaborations, nothing. We're going to do all family time for this particular block of time on my calendar, just as you would if you were planning a business meeting. It's if it's important for you to plan a business meeting, you're going to put that business meeting on the calendar. So you want to treat those special moments, those non-negotiables the same as the appointments that you just can't miss. Put it on the calendar. Another thing you can do, of course, I talked about it. You know when the holiday is a year in advance. Plan ahead so you can pause work during those times. If you know a family dinner starts at 6 p.m., schedule all of your work tasks to wrap up by 5:30, depending on what your travel time is. Excuse me, depending on what your travel time is. Make sure that you do schedule everything before then. And you want to use time blocking so that you can batch your business tasks earlier in the day or even earlier in the week so that you're not rushing and pressed for time before that scheduled dinner at 6 p.m. You can use tools like a project management tool like Trello. You can use Asana. You can use any of those project management tools to organize tasks by priority and by deadline. Now, just as a bonus tip, you can also automate or outsource where possible. For example, schedule your social media posts in advance so you don't have to worry about doing that the day of. Or hire temporary help to handle administrative tasks during the holidays. So if you feel like you have to have somebody to answer emails during a certain time that you should be pausing, then you can hire some temporary help. You still have access to groups like Upwork and Fiverr that may be able to handle those requests for you. Then I also want to say for this segment, as far as choosing when to pause, be flexible. Life happens during holidays. And I'm going to tell you now, life certainly be lifing. Last minute invites or unexpected family moments, they will come up. And I want you to be able to give yourself grace to pivot. Don't fall to pieces. Don't be all upset and falling out because things are not going according to your plan. Guess what? It's not your plan anyway. So, you know, things will happen and you just have to make sure you give yourself grace. Don't get your panties in a bunch because it's not going the way you want it to go. If a surprise family activity pops up, evaluate whether or not you can pause your work without major repercussions. If you can, great, wonderful. Enjoy the moment. Shower your family with your presents and whatever presents you want to during this special time that you've established as non negotiables. Those times where you're just going to have to either pause or pivot, right? Pause or pivot. Pause the work or change directions. Either one, that is your opportunity. Remember that the holidays aren't about perfection because none of us are. They're about connection. But Thanksgiving, you come together as a family, show that how grateful you are. You share and laugh over food. Then you have Christmas, and you're again coming together as a family, sharing gifts, doing gift swaps, and what is it? White elephant games and things like that. So this is about connection. It is not about being perfect. Guess what? Even if you wrap that present the most perfect way with a bow, 9 out of 10, I want to say 10 out of 10 times, those folks ain't gonna leave it in the pretty packaging, no matter how pretty it is. They want to know what's inside the packaging. So they're gonna rip up that pretty bow. They're gonna rip up that pretty wrap, and they're gonna get to the nitty gritty, which is the prize inside. Don't worry about being perfect. Your family won't remember the perfectly crafted email campaign. They most certainly will not, but they will remember the memories that you made together during that special time. All right. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this challenge. Think about one area in your life where you can set a boundary or ask for help this holiday season. Maybe it's asking your spouse to handle dinner one night so you can wrap up a project in time for the celebration. Or maybe it's letting go of the expectation to bake cookies from scratch and just grabbing store-bought ones instead. Whatever it is, give yourself the gift of support. You don't have to do it all alone. And by setting boundaries, you're setting yourself and your family up for a season of joy and balance. So today we talked about family and business, navigating the holiday as a mompreneur. If this resonated with you, go ahead and put an emoji in the comments below. Let us know if you had any aha moments or what really captured your attention that you might look to institute during this holiday season. We talked about communication, making sure that you communicate your business needs with your family. We talked about inspiring your kids with your entrepreneurial journey, right? By involving your kids in your business and knowing when to pause or pivot for family celebrations. These simple shifts can help you navigate the holiday season with more harmony and less stress. Now, again, if you've loved these tips, let me know in the comments or share this episode with a mompreneur friend who needs it. And don't forget, you can subscribe to the Making of a Mompreneur show for more episodes packed with tips and encouragement. And if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the Digimompreneur Academy. We had a relaunch. It is looking sharp. We are supporting you in all aspects of your online business with our Mom Business Blueprint, which is our Making of a Mompreneur Business Blueprint. It's all 9 steps to setting up, starting your 9 steps to starting, growing, and scaling your online business, along with a bonus module for mompreneur superpowers, basically talking about how you can use self-care to your advantage in your business. Additionally, it comes with social media graphics, captions, hashtags, the 2025 social media content calendar. So you get content suggestions for every day of the year. You get the holidays listed out for you for the entire year for 4 countries. This Digimompreneur Academy is really going to help you to get a grip on how you can start your business and even automate some of the processes within your business. You have a learning lab, so you get to learn different aspects of business, starting your own podcast, starting your own YouTube channel. It's all in there. In addition, we have some resources to help you write your emails. We have a chat GPT prompts to help you to be able to use AI to create almost anything within your business. So don't miss out on the opportunity to get our Digimompreneur Academy at the new monthly price of $9 per month. Check it out. Check it out. And it's December. So 'tis the season for gift giving. So keep an eye out on your email. If you're not on our email list, certainly join and make sure that you're a part of the Mompreneur HQ Facebook community. Until next time, remember, you're not just building a business, you're building a legacy. Happy holidays.